All right, so I collected some data and I listed it as circumference versus or diameter because my teacher gave me the title to be circumference versus diameter. However, when you're given a title, the first name always goes on the y-axis, okay? Remember, we read from left to right, so whatever comes first in the title comes first on the graph, which would be we first encounter from the left our y-axis. So I actually have this displayed incorrectly here. All right, if you go back to math class, you have an input-output table or an XY table. The default is that the first column would be your X and the second column would be your Y. According to the title of the graph, circumference versus diameter, this is not correct. So I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to flip it and I'm going to paste it over here. So now I'm in the correct order. This is my X, this is my Y. You'll notice that in the heading here, I not only put circumference, but I put its symbol, which is capital C, and then I put the unit of measure that I use to measure these things, centimeters. I did the same thing for diameter. Diameter is symbolized by the letter D, and its units here happens to be centimeters. So once I have my data table complete, I'm going to highlight both columns. I'm going to come up here to insert, and I want to insert a chart. All right. When you do all of that prep work ahead of time and you make sure that you highlight your headings, look what it does for you. It pastes them into your axes, and then it automatically formats your title. So I just let Google Sheets do a lot of the work for me. And when you look at the common mistakes students make is they forget to put the label, the axes. I didn't even have to do it. I let Excel do it for me. So work smarter, not harder, right? So when I go over here to set up, it is a scatter chart. That's what I want. You'll notice that it says x-axis is on the diameter. That is correct. But then you'll also notice that they call the y-axis series because you could be putting more than one variable along the y-axis for comparison. We will never do that. We will always have one variable in the x and one variable in the series or in the y. We're always comparing two things. That is a physics thing. All right. So after I check that and it looks good, I'm going to go to customize. And what I really want to customize is a series, right? That's actually what's going to produce the line of best fit for me. So I scroll down here and we call that in here a trend line. So I said line of best fit. Google Sheets calls it a trend line. Same thing. As soon as I click that, you notice that it appeared on my graph. There are lots of different types of lines that I could apply, right? The two choices that you will have in physics are linear or power. That's it. We're going to do linear or power. So if I did a power here, you'll notice that there's not much change in my line, all right? This thing looks pretty linear, so I'm going to stick with a linear graph. Now, what I do want to do is I need to add a label. I want to know what is the mathematical relationship between these two things. And in order to see it, I need to see the equation for that line. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to let Google Sheets do all the work for me. It is a computer, so it's already calculated this relationship. So I'm just going to use their equation. And look, there it is. Now we'll talk more about how to analyze this. That is a skill that you will definitely need to learn over the course of the year. But my graph is complete. I've saved it and now I could submit it. That's it.